Hello Internet, I'm Ocean.
And I'm Ruby. So today for our second video, we're going to be debunking witchy myths.
Yay! So, first off, before we start, we should say that we're both witches. So some of these are funny, others are just downright insulting.
Yeah. Like, for example, that witches have green faces and warts all over.
No, that's insulting. It's just... no. Obviously, we don't. So, myth.
Yeah.
Second?
The second one is witches are naturally evil.
Well, I don't know about her, but I'm not.
So the thing about witches and witchcraft is that it's all very relative. Witchcraft is a tool that can be used for whatever you want to use it for. And some people do use it for evil things.
It's like curses and, making their exes pay.
Yeah.
But
although curses are not inherently evil, if you're just protecting yourself. We don't agree on this.
No, we don't. I mainly use magic to heal and, protection and stuff like that.
I use it for personal gain. Alright, so, the next one is sort of the perfect opposite, in which the stereotype says, all witches abide by the threefold law. You know, what you do comes back to you times 3.
I do.
And I don't. So, if that answers your question,
yeah,
that's a myth. Alright. So, another one is, you must be born into a family of witches to be one.
Well, we were born into a family of witches, but you don't have to.
Yeah. So, witchcraft is a practice, oftentimes paired with religion, but not always.
It depends on how you practice it. It really depends.
And it depends on what you want out of it, too.
Yeah.
So, you can be, but it's not necessary. If you want to practice witchcraft, all the more power to you. Alright. Another one is witchcraft witches are resistant to spells.
Well, we are more resistant than humans, just like normal humans. Just, it's easy.
Muggles.
It's easy to dispel them, but we're not entirely resistant. We're still fairly vulnerable unless you have a really strong protection spell.
It depends on how strong your protections are, like everyone.
Witches can manipulate time. Well, we can. Well, she can. I'm learning, but
not really manipulate time, just
with spells.
Perspective
with spells
of time. It's complicated.
Time is not linear. It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. Witches can fly on broomsticks. No.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Where it originated, there's 2 versions of where it originated from. Go ahead with your version first.
Alright.
What's the metaphor?
No.
Go ahead.
It involves flying ointments, which is basically poisons.
That's the metaphor you told me.
There's multiple metaphors. You guys should Google
Well, the version I heard is that witches were often seen with brooms because having a broom at the front of the house helps protection and shooing out bad spirits. Just cleaning out the old, cleaning out the bad spirits. So witches were often seen with brooms. So people started thinking, hey, they ride broomsticks, which is not true.
Not true. All right. Next one. A male witch is called a warlock.
I literally did not know this until 5 minutes ago.
But
it's not true.
I had heard of it,
apparently.
But in general, witches are just witches, unless they choose to be called otherwise, like Wiccans. I mean, Wiccans are Wiccan, and witches are witches, and warlocks are warlocks, because they choose to be so.
There's a difference. There's lots of differences, but you're gonna have to look it up because honestly, we don't have forever. So, you know.
That was rude.
Next up.
Anyways. So, witches worship Satan.
Satanists worship Satan.
Yes. And just because you're a witch does not mean you worship Satan, but likewise, just because you worship Satan does not mean you're not a witch. It depends on the person. Some witches do, most witches don't, as far as I know. Alright. Witches perform animal and human sacrifices.
We're not gonna say it doesn't happen because it does.
Probably, somewhere. Some people.
Most likely.
Yes.
But we don't.
In general, you know, human
Used to happen a lot.
sacrifices are frowned upon
Frowned
in
upon.
this society.
Frowned upon.
And so,
Animal sacrifices are frowned upon too,
but not as much as human sacrifices.
obviously.
And so it's some people it's part
That's-
of their practice, and you
it's-
know, I'm cool with that.
It's blood magic, so it is a type of magic. But
Yeah. And
I don't.
I have heard it is powerful. But that doesn't
Heard.
mean you should do it.
Have heard.
That's what I said. Don't give me that face. And maybe one day I'll try it out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
But until then,
We'll see. Next stereotype.
witchcraft,
God damn it!
witchcraft has no rules. That is relative.
Well, it depends on the kind of magic you practice. Like,
Okay, it depends.
non-evil magic has lots of rules.
Not
Like
necessarily.
the
Okay.
threefold law. And
Okay, the threefold law is
it's a rule.
It's a neo-Wiccan thing. It's actually fairly
not
recent.
necessarily.
Yeah, because it went viral with neo-Wiccanism.
It went viral with neo-Wiccanism, but it didn't like not exist before that.
No, but before that, a lot of witchcraft was limited to traditions. As far as I know. So, yeah, it depends if you're in a tradition, or if you're a solitary witch, or if, you know, you want rules or not.
Yep.
So it can have rules. It usually has a lot of rules. I just like to bend and break them. Alright. Now, Wicca equals witchcraft. No.
They're both based on using magic, but that's basically the only resemblance.
Alright, so the difference between Wicca and witchcraft is that Wicca is more of a religion. It's more New Age, like, you know, crystals and herbs and things like that. And yes.
Okay.
Wiccan. Witch.
I don't mind being called a witch, though. I mean, to me, there's not that much differences. Like, we still both use magic a lot, so.
But like I said, it depends on the person, because a lot of people can get offended if they're Wiccan and you call them a witch, because
Like,
it's a soft spot. It's a touchy point to a lot of people because of all the bullshit and stereotypes attached to being a witch. And so, you know. But yeah, the main difference is that witchcraft is a practice and Wicca is more of a religion.
And if you want to know more about that, you can, Google it.
Google is my friend.
Google it. Okay.
It's true. Where would we be without Google?
On Bing.
No.
Or Yahoo. On Bing would be on Bing.
I would be in my bed with my head under my pillow going, no!
You wouldn't even, if we had never gotten Google, you wouldn't even know it exists, therefore you wouldn't miss it.
I like to think I would cyclically know that
No.
there's supposed to be a Google.
No, it's fine.
I like to think so. Anyways. So this was our second video.
So if you liked it, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I think it's you didn't like it, you can get the fuck out. We will be making more videos, hopefully, every time we see each other. We have a hard time thinking of new subjects, so you can, leave a comment telling us what you'd like to hear about.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
And if you have more information about witchcraft or would like to learn more about witchcraft, don't forget to leave a comment.
Or if you have, comments about this video,
Yes, Jesse. That is what comments are for.
Comments are fun. Okay. Bye!
Hello!